toggling of it all. No. Do you feel toggled? Do you feel that you've been toggled?
I kind of do.
Kind of tingly, right?
I don't know. It's a warm sensation.
Check your Depends. Sorry.
Pardon me.
As I always do. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. I'm glad we could put this together. I got to tell you, I've never gotten so much extra footage from trying to edit our Ain't Nobody Got Time for That with Ken. Because it was like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. The problems we had with
Oh
that.
my God.
Okay, so yeah, so today's just a potpourri of
It's a Potpourri Paloozah.
Just perpetual persimmons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just stuff that's been sitting around like, oh, I want to talk about that. Oh, I want to mention this. And it doesn't really kind of fit in with any one big theme. So this is the kitchen sink.
Okay. Well, I kind of like that. So should we even bother stopping and starting, or do you just want to just start?
Well, we can start with our normal intro.
Okay. Should I stop and start? Do that? And
sure, let's do that. Okay, so we'll come back after this message from our sponsors.
Oh, I wish we had sponsors.
Who are our sponsors, by the way?
You and I are our only sponsors.
Well, do we need any more than that?
We don't. We don't. Okay, so we'll be right back?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back to the Don and Gary Doing 60 podcast. We're here to unpack, unwrap, and navigate the world at this age. Got in real quick.
Yeah, oh, you said it so fast. I didn't get a chance to do my little...
I know. Well, welcome to the podcast where I think I'm 47 and Gary has the medical records to prove otherwise. So,
oh, yes. And I will release them very soon. That'll be a whole episode all on its own.
I'm trying to say where you can find us. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube at Pfeiffer Pod. And you can also listen to us on everywhere. Swing the Dead Cat. You're going to hit our podcast. And then also I'd like to announce that we do have a new platform for our distribution, which the children will know what I'm talking about. Gary's just looking confused because, you know, technology is not our friend. But basically, it's good. I like that. We're actually being hosted by Riverside, which is actually the application we use to record these sessions. So now we have a brand new website where you can actually go to yet another place to find us and be a part of all of this and that and that and this and this, stretching this out. But yes, so it's at Riverside. I will post the URL on our notes. I know you don't care about this, Gary, but the children do, because we're now recording on this platform and we are distributing from this platform. So now everything we do, I can edit, put it all together in one place, and then send it back out into the world so everyone can get a huge, big, piping hot load of us.
Don, just to clarify, I do care.
Okay.
I care so much. Sometimes I care too much.
I do. I think you do, because it's annoying at times. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Thank you for letting me get that out of the way, but please check us out. And also, don't forget Pod page. Want to do it again? Pod page is where you can also check our webpage out, where we have all of our previous episodes, our blog. You can leave us messages. You can leave us reviews. You can do all kinds of good things there. So I'm truly, truly going to put the screws to all of our listeners to come in there and leave us some comments. We need them for our daily bread and butter. So yeah.
And I believe you.
Thank you. Very earnest right today. It's a Sunday. I've got my Sunday hair on. I was going to wear my Sunday hat. My Sunday hat. Is that backwards? Can you see? I don't see editor.
No, I see editor. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, whatever. Anyway,
Proud
sorry.
and proud.
Okay. Taking up enough time. Gary, what are we talking about this week?
So today is called Potpourri Paloozah. Because
wait, let me
I've got yes, I'm sorry. I'm sure you have as well, but I have a collection of just tidbit stories, check this out, or this is funny, this is sad, whatever, just like things that accumulate as I go through social media or just life.
Yeah.
And stuff to share. So we thought we'd just throw it all together into the kitchen sink and give it this title.
And hopefully it smells good, like potpourri should.
Yes. Nobody wants bad smelling potpourri.
No, we don't. But so you go first then. What's been on your mind?
I'm going to start. We need something uplifting, something kind of positive. So I came across this young man on Instagram. His name is Max Alexander.
Okay.
He's a 10-year-old boy who lives in Southern California. His family entered him into a school that highlights like arts and entertainment and, so a more creative platform. And he gravitated towards fashion and fabric. And he is now at 10 years old, this genius fashion designer.
Huh.
And he actually started, his interest was around 4 years old. And by now he's at the age of 10, he is the youngest ever fashion designer to debut at Paris Fashion Week.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
So again,
gosh.
his name is Max Alexander. He, I don't know how through his story, someone out of New York who's a fashion designer took an interest in him and kind of brought him on and she is like his mentor.
Okay.
And she made introductions to him and I'm sure with the family, took him to New York and got to go behind the scenes at fashion shows and he got to meet people. And he, so he's born in 2016, Los Angeles. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah. So he became inspired by artists like Vincent van Gogh, Yayoi Kusama, Frida Kahlo, and Alexander Calder. So in 2020, so not 6 years ago, so he was 4 years old, he declared himself a dressmaker and with his mother's support, who's also an artist, started designing, draping, and sewing, launching his couture to the Max label in 2021. So he has his own company. When you see videos of him in his bedroom, there's not like Game Boys and toys and stuffed animals. There's like a sewing machine and then all these other devices that help like scan and cut. And he's got rolls of fabric and he's big on using recycled fabrics and like remnants to also help the environment.
Yep, repurposing.
He says initially using ribbons, plastic wrap, and fabric scraps fastened with knots and tape. And we see him, he's got his mannequin there. And so that was one question. It's like, what do you want for your birthday? Not this, not this toy, not that. I want a mannequin.
Wow. So this is very driven and very specific.
Oh my God. And then when you see the videos of the fashion shows that he's done with these women in these beautiful dresses, and some are really creative. One of my favorites is all made of neckties. And it's draped. And one was a parachute from France that he found, in some shop, and he turned that into this, incredible dress. So if you just Google or go on Instagram and do a search for Max Alexander, fashion or whatever, you'll find him. And I'm just so impressed by his creativity, his drive. This is what he's going to do, what he's in his career right now. And he started at 4.
But that's an amazing story. It's just going to be very interesting to follow him because at such a young age, starting with this,
right?
Like, where does your education go? I mean, you've got to finish, or you don't have to do anything. You can be homeschooled, I guess.
Yeah.
But you'd have to continue your education through a certain level, I assume.
Right.
And then, starting so young, I hope this passion carries him through his future then, because that's a very early time to be so focused on that one thing.
But I love his story. And whenever his videos pop up, because he's got this curly hair and he can be goofy and he can be whatever, because he's a 10-year-old. But just to watch him in action and his creativity and his interaction with the models and the other fashion designers, it's off the charts. So
Yeah.
anyway, I just want to start with something a little positive.
Yeah, I
And
mean, that's very I'm gonna try and find some footage for him and maybe place it at the beginning of the podcast so we can just
yeah.
give an idea, because give a little taste about what we're talking about. Because
And
I
then in
might have
50 years, he can join us on the podcast.
and we'll only be 47 still.
Right? Exactly.
I
So
don't know how that
there's
works.
hope for all of us.
No, it's a great story, very inspirational and very it's actually very good, a very positive spin on some in this tumultuous time that we're living in, to see
Well,
somebody with a
exactly.
lot
That's
of
why I want to lead with this, because I
yeah.
thought, it's just a great story. His family totally supports him, and he's just
Uh-huh.
getting all this, great connections and positive feedback,
Yeah.
and and really creative, fun fashion that he's designing. Oh, a
Yeah.
couple celebrity name drops. He's designed. I think it was like a dress for one and a jacket for the other. It was Sharon Stone and Deborah Messing.
Wow, okay.
So he's getting out there, but again, he's already done a show, I think, in New York, but then Paris Fashion Week, come on. That's like the
Wow.
pinnacle for anyone in the
Amazing.
fashion industry. So that was
Amazing.
just this, I don't know when it happens, if it was this calendar year or last year, but it
Okay.
happened recently.
Huh.
So
Wow,
anyway,
great
so
story.
there's
Great
Max
story.
Alexander.
Yeah. So speaking of age and time, I wanted to talk about something, because something you mentioned, I'm going to say a couple years ago, has kind of stuck with me. I've been truly paying very close attention to this. Now, I don't
Okay.
know if you remember, because you're so much older than me, but you did
Mm-hmm.
mention
Yeah.
on this podcast, I'm going to say almost a couple years ago, about turning 62, being born in the year 1962.
Yes.
And saying that was kind of like a very interesting milestone in our lives, because it's numerology, and it was relevant because of us being that age and being born in the year of
Right.
62, right? So that was one of the things. But I was going to say, I've been truly noticing, and it scares me a little bit, but I'm a little, whimsical about it. It's like how fast time is going by right now. Because I thought about when we did that podcast, which is, like I said, almost going to be
Almost
in a
2 years ago.
yes. So what I was thinking is like, that just felt like last season or last episode or something, because it felt like it was such a short time ago. But in fact, it's been quite a
Yeah.
and I'm just noticing now, like, we're going into almost June. We're in the middle of May. This
Yeah.
is half the year is almost gone now. And I still remember us doing our episodes during the holidays, during Thanksgiving of last year, getting into Christmas, and then doing all the promo for season 3 and doing all those things about Devil Wears Prada and all that other stuff. It seems like that was a week ago. I don't know if I'm concerned. I'm not trying to be negative about it. It's just like, it's an observation at this point, but how fast everything is moving these days. Thinking like, we're both talking about retirement at certain
Right.
times.
Right.
Mine is looming a little more, probably more quickly than yours is at this point, but that's just because of choices that we're making. But
Right.
I was thinking back to my prior careers, because I met with our neighbors last night and had a couple drinks next door, and we were talking about our careers, and I was talking, what I've done in my past. And I can't believe how quickly all of that time has transpired. And for me, I'm a little scared, because I'm thinking, we're turning a certain age this year, which is 1 year closer to being able to receive Medicare. Or Medicare,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At 65. We're not turning 65 yet, so no one said that. So don't put that in the press. But the fact is, it's around the corner.
Yeah.
And I know it's just a number. I know it's just something we've talked about in the past, but it concerns me a little bit, because it somehow puts a stamp on us for where we're at in our lives. And uh, Jane Fonda mentions this a lot. She talks about her third act,
Right. Yes.
and she's talking about where she's going with that and what she plans to do with. So what, in a good way, it's actually making me very aware and ready to almost strategize what Act 3 is going to look like, because
Exactly.
it has to be productive. It has to be positive. It has to be active. It has to be social. There's so many aspects to it that are so important to all of us as we consider where we're going in our third act.
Right.
So my mindset's kind of stuck around that right now. And I guess it all stemmed from your comments about being 62, the
And
year we
born
were
in
born in
1962.
1962. And it was probably, was it the second season? I think it
Probably.
was. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Maybe
Well,
the
do you want to
beginning.
know what company we're keeping who also was born in 1962?
Tell me.
Since you brought it up.
Yeah.
I'll just throw a few names out.
Okay.
These are
Oh,
all
you
folks.
happen to have that in your pocket.
Yes. It
Okay.
was part of my Potpourri
Oh, okay.
Paloozah.
Okay.
Born in 1962, which means they also, if they haven't already, sometime this calendar year, they will be turning 64.
Mm.
Tom Cruise,
Yes.
Steve Carell, Jim Carrey, John Bon Jovi, Demi Moore, Ray Fiennes, Jodie Foster,
Oh.
Emilio Estevez, Garth Brooks, Wesley Snipes, Rosie O'Donnell, Joan Cusack, Felicity Huffman, Marcia Cross, Anthony Edwards, and Paula Abdul.
Wow, we're in good company.
We're
then.
in very good company.
We're in very good company. I think
And we all look good, too.
Yeah, most of us. Not all of us, but most of us.
Mentioned that not this year, but next year is the year that we will be eligible to receive Medicare, which means that would be age 65.
No.
I will tell you that I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward to that year because I was talking to some friends of mine just came back from New York. I said, I've only been a couple times, but the last time I was in New York was when I bought my condo, which was 22 years ago.
Wow.
So and I've got friends that live in and around New York. I thought it'd be fun. I've been wanting to go. So I targeted next year as my 65th birthday to go to New York.
So wait, sorry, have you not been before?
I've been to New York. The last time was 22 years ago.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But I've been either 2 or 3 times to New York.
Okay.
But that was the last time. It's like I am well overdue.
Yeah.
And so, so since you mentioned next year, I already have it in my, making plans to go to New York next year.
So we'll entitle that Bucket 65.
Yes.
God knows we got to keep doing this podcast to keep the money rolling in.
Exactly.
Paying for those mortgages, right? Because they pay us really well to do this.
All right. I have more potpourri, but I want to.
No, go for it. That was mine.
Okay.
So just more.
So since we're talking about age and showing our age, I have to laugh on a couple things. So, you know that amongst our high school friends, I'm the one that organizes events. So we did the potluck. Since we're in the Potpourri Paloozah, we did the potluck picnic last year for 2 of our friends that retired. And then last fall, November-ish or October-ish, I organized a trip for all of us, a visit to the Filoli estate, which is a big fancy mansion in here in the Bay Area, and did that. And then Gary, what's the next one? What's the next one? So a few weeks ago, I organized a get together for a visit to the Walt Disney Family Museum, which is here in San Francisco in the Presidio. It's a great museum. And steps away is this park that they built a couple of years ago. It's called the Tunnel Top Parks. So for those of you, if you know, you're in San Francisco and you're driving towards the Golden Gate Bridge, you go through 2 tunnels.
Right.
And a couple of years ago, over those 2 tunnels, they built parks.
Oh,
and you've got picnic tables and seating areas, and it's beautifully landscaped. And then you have this breathtaking view of the bay, the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, et cetera. And on a beautiful day weather-wise, it's like you can't beat it. So that particular day, I said, after the museum, we'll go in the morning, and then either bring a lunch or you can buy a lunch from one of the food trucks or the cafe that's there, and we'll sit out at the picnic table. So that's what we did. So leading up to that, I asked the group of friends who's interested. We'll pick a date. And one of the friends, her response was, I've never been interested. I'm like, okay. So I didn't continue to include her in the emails. Went to the event. I posted on Instagram and Facebook, and she replied, how did I miss this? I said, because you said you weren't interested in going. And she pulled up her email. And this is where punctuation matters. If you read her email response, it was, I've never been interested, I've never been, interested. But I read it as, I've never been interested. And so she elaborated, I've never been to the Walt Disney Museum, interested in going. I go, well, that's not what you wrote. So hyphens are very important.
as our periods, because one of my favorite phrases on that same note is I've given up drinking all day. So
Yeah.
if you remove the period
Right.
and put a comma, it's like I've given up drinking all day. So I'm not going to do it anymore. If you remove it, it's like I've given up. I'm drinking all day. So I just love
kids,
that.
punctuation matters.
It does.
So that we got to laugh out of that.
Yes, very funny.
But then, so then a follow up again, because I am the organizer. Another friend said, "Hey, there's this concert coming up. It might be a good event for you to organize." And it's
How nice to them.
Yes. So it's held at a winery in Livermore, which is here in the East Bay. But it's far away. You have to cross a bridge, and I've maybe been to Livermore once. But so my response was, if someone else wants to organize, go for it. I'm not a big wine drinker. Sorry, Don. I go, plus it's $55 just to get in the door, plus any food and drink.
Yeah.
And sitting on the grass, honey, I'm too old for that. And it's in Livermore. Good night. And response came back, all righty, just a suggestion.
Okay, but let me ask you a question about that, because you and I have talked about this a number of times on various podcasts.
Yes.
But we just seem to somehow get the title of event organizer.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I enjoyed doing it. I mean, I had a blast. It was a lot of work, but like the picnic that we did last year, it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun to get everybody together, and
yes.
I was exhausted after, because then you and I did dinner after that, right? So I had to
don't you feel like everyone truly appreciates all of your effort? I'm sure they do, because it was
they do.
Resounding success. Celebrating Amy and Lisa was a great idea. Did you come up with that idea? Was that you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, beginning of last year, I knew that both were retiring, and I approached them individually. I said, "Hey, I think we should, mark this in some way. Would you be interested in?" And they both said yes. Like, great, let's pick a date. And we just so it was never a surprise. They were in on it from the beginning. And I like, who do you want to invite? Here's a suggested list of our high school friends, but if you want to invite others, please do.
Okay,
so your party.
You do get some enjoyment out of it, because I do get enjoyment all of it too. I'm a little surprised, because it is a bit of work.
Yeah.
Especially wrangling that many kittens into one box at one time to get them all to sign up for it. Plus organizing the event. People bringing food is never a problem, because again, Shirley Perez almost drowned us in lumpias.
Right.
So
there's always way too much food.
They're always a great success, I guess, because I've got the mantle of that locally, and when we both lived in San Francisco, we shared that responsibility.
Right.
With the event. And I must say, I do enjoy the social aspect of it. I do it quite often, even do it down here now too. So, but it turns out that most times it does put the onus on us to create an event, because unless I pull it together, it's not going to happen.
Right. So, but no one else will step up and offer to host.
I guess, but I mean, it is a lot of work if you're hosting at your own place.
Yeah.
You gotta clean the toilets. You gotta scrub the sink. You gotta wash the dogs. Well, or you close that door to that booth and you use that one. But I mean, I don't mind it. So is that Livermore trip going to happen or not?
Not by me.
Well, said
again, like I said, I mean, like I'm not. If that's the draw, it's you have to pay $55 to get in. It's like, but I'm not a big wine drinker, and they have to buy their food and their drinks, so it's gonna be costly, and it's like, I'm not interested. But if someone else wants to pick up the torch, please do.
I do have to say, on behalf of Livermore, because I remember not even knowing that there were wineries in Livermore, that the trip that we all took going from here over to Sonoma, when we
met up there, but you and John stopped in Livermore at wine.
John was the one that told me about Livermore. I said, I had no idea. He said, let's stop here. I said, why? There's nothing here. He said, no, make a left, make a right, make a left. And I said, then the angels sang, and there was a winery there. The only challenge is drinking and driving. You have to be careful. You can't overindulge, because you got to get back on the road. Or if you do, you're not going anywhere for a while. So,
well, that's why on one of the road trips that we did to Sonoma, I was a designated driver.
Yes,
so I did not indulge as much as, they'd give us pours. I'm like, I'm going to stop right there because I'm the driver. And then we had that one really windy road.
I was like, where the hell are we?
Just put your belt on and shut your pole.
Pass out. I do remember that because I think we took a very long pass through a mountain range, and it's like I have no idea where we are. I think we started talking about being mass murdered or something.
But yeah, so I'm happy to organize events, but on that particular one, it's like, no, I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know yet what's in my repertoire, but it is funny. One of the friends is like, Gary, where are we going next? It's like, okay, give me a time to breathe, exhale.
Yeah, because it is a lot. I mean, I think you got your usual suspects too. That are,
oh yeah, I have my list of folks,
core.
and I try, and because some are in the South Bay, some are in the North Bay, I try and kind of like, let's find something kind of in the middle, so it's not too much of a challenge for one person to have to make like a super long drive. So just depends on what's going on.
Okay.
So I don't know what's next on the list, but I will continue to carry that role. All right, so I got Walt Disney Museum checked off. I got Concert Livermore checked off. Okay, I'll pass it back to you, but I've got more.
Okay, I wanted to share with you something that I've observed and learned and have a new appreciation for. It's happened actually recently, up to the last few weeks. I don't know if I remember telling you this, but my husband's father passed away. And
when? Recently?
about a month or so ago now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
And I am too. And a wonderful man. He was at our wedding. Truly, truly wonderful man. He was about to turn 90, but the good news, he went the way he wanted to go. He lived the life he wanted to live. He had a girlfriend. He played golf every day. He had his Knights of the Columbus friends. He had a very, very full life. So for that, we're also grateful because he had everything he wanted and he lived his life exactly the way he wanted to. What was interesting for me was his perspective, because my husband went back to Boston to they say Worcester. It's actually Worcester. It's Worcester. Yes. Like most humans would see that word and say Worcester. They go say, we're going back to Worcester. And that it's like, I'm sure that's English in some parts of the country, but I don't know. But anyway, the point of my story is that he actually went back to, of course, help his brothers and sisters out with the closing of the house. So at first it was going to be a short trip. And originally I was going to be a part of the birthday celebration, which would be this weekend, actually. So he's been gone for about 3 weeks now. And what's interesting to me is that the perspective I have now of being on my own for 3 weeks is a very eye-opening experience. And what I mean by this is that I have a much huger appreciation for people that live on their own. And what I mean by that is all the responsibility that you have when it comes to your routines, taking care of the house, grocery shopping, walking the dogs, washing the dogs, going to the vet with the dogs, that kind of thing. But also I found it's like, having been an only child, I'm okay with being on my own and filling my time. But it was very interesting perspective for me. Just for example, just something very mundane like making dinner. Like, okay, making dinner, and I love to cook and everything, but I'm very much into cooking, and I overcook and make too much stuff because there's usually leftovers, lunch, blah, 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 blah. But I got to say, after week 2, I was like, I don't know if I can cook tonight. I don't think that I'm going to go through the problem of making my own pesto, making my own pasta, and putting that all into a meal for one that I'm going to maybe not even eat tomorrow. I truly have more of an appreciation of what it entails living your life on your own. And the other thing I was thinking about socially too, because, I'm very happy to come home after work and relax and take care of the dogs and have a glass of wine. But actually what I did do was for the last week, I wasn't drinking at all. I was having no alcohol just because I felt like, it makes me a little tired. I don't feel so good, but I chose not to do that on my own. And it was very easy to not do that. But it was also very easy to not prepare a full-on meal because I wasn't really getting a huge amount of enjoyment out of it.
So we just snacking or going out, or
what were you snacking? Or we just had a salad. It's like instead of making a full-on, chicken breast, barbecue, vegetables, salad, all this other stuff. I just made a very, very simple meal, and I found it was much easier to do. The social side of it, I was thinking too, because my husband was gone, there's actually a place that we go to sometimes on Friday nights just to meet, have a martini and a pizza or an hors d'oeuvre or something. I went by myself, and I truly, truly had a wonderful evening because the bartender was very nice and we'd met her before, but you talk to people because there's a lot of people that do this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, for whatever reason, maybe their partner's not around, or they just choose to because they want to go out, or because that's the life they're living. But I must say, I met some really nice people. And I thought, why would I deny myself this because I'm uncomfortable going by myself?
Yeah.
But I got to say, I truly had a great time doing that, because I will do this again.
Yeah.
It's like, just a true appreciation for what a different shift in life that is, and how you
Yeah.
get good at it and truly settle into a very comfortable living that way. So it's just like, it was good it was eye-opening, because it was, for me, creates, again, appreciation and also buy-in. I'm like, yeah, I get it. This is actually pretty good. I kind of like it. So anyway, that was kind of my reflection on the last few weeks.
Yeah, there's something I saw recently where someone went to a movie or a dinner by themselves, and like some people look down on it. And it's like, well, I kind of appreciate, spending time by myself or on my own, or like, it had the same comment as you. Like, I had a good time.
Yes.
It was just like, this is what they want to do. This was the meal they wanted to have, or they drink they want to have, or the movie they wanted to see, whatever. And it's like, they were treating themselves to like a date night for themselves.
And you kind of inspired me with that, because you've been posting things like you've tried a new restaurant, and it's like,
I'm always going to a new restaurant, or I signed up for this upcoming season of the live stage shows here in San Francisco, because it's a good lineup, and you can buy individual tickets for individual shows, but it's a cost savings if you buy for the whole season. It's like 6 shows, and it's like, oh, okay, I recognize like maybe 5 of the 6. I'm like, okay, so I just went ahead and did that. The first one is in December, so it's basically for the coming year. But I'll do that. In the past, I did a season of like the symphony.
Yeah.
Just cause it's like, it's here, and it's a great symphony, and you just want to appreciate it. Some friends just came from New York, and they had an opportunity to go see an opera at the Met. Like, well, they don't see operas, but it's the Met, and we're in New York. We should take advantage of the fact that we're here.
Yes.
And they just got back, and they loved it, right? So yeah, try new restaurants, new things, whether you're on your own or with friends. Absolutely.
And I think what's interesting too is that whether you're partnered or not, I think the fact is you're going to have your own interests. And that does not always mean that your significant other, or whoever that might be, if there is that person, has to do those things with you. So I was actually looking into more activities that I can do on my own for myself.
Right.
For my own enrichment and things like that. So I have to give you credit for this, because I think now don't let it go to your head, but I think you're truly an inspiration for people, for people that are choosing, because I understand the stigma. It's like, I hear you. Some people are like, I'm too insecure to go by myself. What will people think? It's like, nobody gives a crap. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's more yourself, not us, but it's more yourself, stopping yourself from a great evening or a great piece of entertainment or whatever.
Well, I've been doing it so long that I'm used to it, right? So, but there are times, like if a concert comes up, I'll buy 2 tickets, not knowing who the second ticket's for.
Very smart.
Then,
as I said, you've inspired me quite a bit.
Oh, thank you.
Let it go to your head, like I said, because you're not getting a pay raise for that. You're not going to miss out on an experience or an evening out because I'm not doing it with somebody else. And sometimes it's not worth it to go with your partner, because they're not as much fun as the people you might meet out on your own.
It's interesting you say that, because I just recall that recently I had an errand to run in the Civic Center area, and it was late afternoon. I went after work. I'm like, oh, while I'm here, there's I hadn't eaten lunch, so I was hungry. So there's a restaurant right there. So I popped in by myself. And then they're in the Civic Center, so they're near the opera and the symphony. So a lot of people were coming in early to catch get something to eat before the show, whatever show they're going to go see. So I started getting very, very busy. And a woman came, an older one, single, by herself, sat at the table next to me. And I thought, good for her, that I don't know whether she was going to a show or not. Maybe she's going by herself, or maybe just lives in the area, because there's a big apartment complex there. Maybe she just came downstairs for dinner or whatever. But by herself, seemed very comfortable. We chatted just a little bit because we were at the table next to each other. But I just thought of that, of like that person who, screw it, I'll just go by myself, because
So why deny yourself anything?
There's no reason to.
So
So
anyway, but thank you. That was my 2 cents on that.
All right.
What else you got in your pocket?
Well, I'm not going to name names.
Oh.
But I had a recent encounter with a bank, and I won't tell you the name of the bank, but let's just say It's in America.
No one will get that.
But I'm never going to give you the name because I don't really, I'm not into bashing people and companies, but I was checking online my account, and I have a checking and a savings with this bank that's in America. And I noticed, like, why is my savings account so low? I don't really pay attention to it because I've got the checking. There's most of my activities in my checking account.
Okay.
And my savings is like a throwaway. I go, how did it get to that balance? So then you check the activity, and what I didn't know this, and shame on me, that for the past year, they have been charging me a monthly maintenance fee. So of course, it's not like after midnight, I should be in bed, but I'm like, I'm calling the bank right now.
Wait,
So
so sorry, for having a savings account, they were charging you.
Right.
Okay, go on.
So it turns out that for each of my accounts, there is a minimum daily requirement balance you must have daily. Right. So that maybe goes up above the balance or below. You have to have a minimum. And it's like, when did that happen? Why was I not aware of that notice that my savings had to be above a certain balance? Otherwise, when it falls below, they charge you $12 a month. And this had been happening. I tracked it from May of last year.
Oh, shoot. So
it's like a year's worth of maintenance fees I was not aware of because I don't get paper statements, and I don't do deep dives in my account. No, I should. So it was $156 based on $12 a month. But it's like, hey, $156 is $156.
Yeah, for sure.
So I called the bank and I said, she says, oh yeah, for this savings account you have, minimum balance is X. And for this checking account you have, minimum balance is Y. And I said, look, as soon as I get my paycheck in, I'm paying bills. I'm not going to maintain these thousands of dollars of minimum balance that you're asking for. So how do we get around that? Well, aside from the obvious, we'll keep X amount in your, account. That's never going to happen. I don't have that kind of money. Is there another account you can switch me to that will alleviate this? And she said, well, there's another checking account you can go to where they don't charge a maintenance fee as long as you maintain a minimum balance of $20,000. I'm like, look, if I don't have $7,000, I'm not going to have $20,000. So, they're doing an investigation. I'm like, you know what? I've been a customer of yours since the 80s. So over 40 years, I've been a customer, and my parents have been a customer of them since the 50s with this bank that's in America. So you do your investigation, but if you don't come up with a feasible plan, I'll be looking for another bank after 40 plus years. So my question to you is, with the banking that you do, are there minimum daily requirements on the balance?
No, and we'll talk about that, because once you leave, if you choose to leave the bank that's in America, there might be another bank that could help you that could rhyme with Bells Wargo. Yes. But also, I was going to say one quick funny story about the bank that's in America. My mom used to go to the branch that used to be downtown on B Street in San Mateo and take me with her. And if they didn't give her the answer that she wanted, she said, close my account. Give me all my cash right now. Give me the cash.
Good
She
for
would
her. I
done
can see
that a
her
number
doing
of
that
times. It's like, mother, and she's like, no, I don't care.
Embarrass me.
you're gonna charge me for this. You know what? Give me all my cash right now. And she's like, oh no, we'll help you, because again, like your family, we were customers with them for 100 years. But unfortunately, that used to mean something to banks, and obviously, because banks are nickel and diming retail banking customers with things like these dumb fees for the honor and privilege of putting your money into their. And let me ask you something, as long as we're talking about this old people stuff. Do you keep cash in your wallet? Because I got to say, I've had the same $100 in my wallet for probably since COVID.
Not too often. I think ahead. So like when we do these group dinners, I always tell people, bring cash so we don't have 18 credit cards go to the waiter. So I'll bring cash for something like that. Just by coincidence, I went somewhere recently, like, oh, it's cash only. Like, well, thank God. Oh, I went to Twin Peaks Bar in Castro.
Really?
I was meeting, John was in town for the weekend and we met there. And I just thought, oh, in case we go to dinner or whatever, let me just go grab some cash. And I did from the ATM down the street. And I walk in and first thing you see is cash only. Like, well, thank God I had cash in my wallet, but I don't normally carry cash because, the debit card is taken everywhere.
How about change? Do you ever have like quarters, dimes, and nickels in your wallet or in your pocket or in your briefcase or whatever?
Well, I don't want to give it away in case someone steals my car, but I do have like a little plastic bag with a bunch of quarters. So if I need to feed a meter.
Okay. Because most of them are credit card now, aren't they?
Yeah. But if I'm only going to, you can just options, right? Just a couple dollars worth of quarters. And then when you do pay in cash and you get coin, like I just keep a little coin purse in there for what, this got a mix of everything, but I never use it. So, but I really don't carry cash or coins.
Maybe instead of Potpourri Paloozah, we need to call this Kvetching by the Oldies. Because this is the stuff our parents probably used to kvetch about when we were their age, or they were our age, actually.
Well, let me tell you, I got more. So let's
go ahead. You're next. Go.
Okay. All right. So this was actually going to be an episode that we were going to do, but now we're in May and this happened in February.
Okay.
And we're going to call the episode the Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh, that's right. We got that out, didn't we? We got a story out.
We never recorded it.
Oh, shoot. So wait, there's a story in there.
Well, it's a funny story, but it's a short story. It's not worth the whole episode. But that was going to be the title of a couple things that included the Valentine's Day Massacre. So here's what happened. Valentine's Day fell on a Saturday this year. Mm-hmm. So not thinking about it, Friday night, I'm home. Oh, what happened?
Are you gone?
Yeah, my screen just went black. What happened?
We're having... It's a shame our audience is not going to get all the repartee, the witty stuff that we said while we went down.
You missed some good stuff.
Dude, but you have to pay for it later, so... Anyways,
honey, I pay for it every day.
Back to technology throwing us a curveball.
Okay, so before I was rudely interrupted by some power internet gods,
yes,
I was about to tell the story of what I'm calling Valentine's Day Massacre. So as I said, Valentine's Day this year fell on a Saturday. So Friday night, Friday the 13th, I was home. It was late. You're on the phone scrolling and some ad came up for one of the dating sites. And I thought, no connection, no reference to Valentine's Day. But I thought, you know what, Gary, just put yourself out there, put an ad in. So I'm going to name names.
Okay.
It's called Amore, A-M-O-R-E, date.com. I'm naming names. So it seemed harmless. You fill out a profile as usual. It didn't go too in-depth in what it asked for. And then when you put your parameters on there, who you're looking for, usually one of them is distance, like how, do within 25 miles, within 50 miles, whatever. So you can so you're not talking to someone across the country. This was late Friday night. Now, in past, when I've gone on these sites just for fun, it's like crickets or 75-year-old women say they like me. I'm like, no, thank you.
Don't forget to put what parameters you're talking about.
So on this one, and I would check it like Saturday. I'm like, oh, well, that's a lot of people that are like interested in my profile. So I tallied between Friday night and Sunday morning. There were 116 likes on my profile.
Well, puff, puff.
The majority of them from the U.S. There was a lot from China.
Okay.
The next top vote getters were Canada, Argentina, and Brazil.
Oh, I like that. It's a wide net.
Well, thank you. Pretty proud of it. And then, so what happens is when you sign up, they give you some points you can use, like credits, because if you want to communicate with someone, you have to use credits.
Okay.
So here's the game plan. They don't charge you to be on the site, but if you you want to send a message, that's going to be 10 credits. Oh, I only have 5. Well, then buy, So that's where they get you. So I spent a little money.
Okay.
And then what I noticed was like someone that I exchanged messages with, who wasn't even local, the next afternoon, that same person liked my profile again. Like, but we already communicated. So why are you liking it again? So I like shut it off by Sunday
Yeah.
morning
Yeah.
because it was just like, come on, 116 likes over a 36-hour period.
Mm-hmm.
Something ain't right.
Well, go
So,
on.
so I killed it by Sunday morning. So
Smart. Because I
that
mean,
was
we're
my
trying to get.
Valentine's Day massacre.
Okay. Quick side note to
Yeah,
that. The kids, no one goes out anymore. Everyone meets on an app. So
right.
you are very much in the majority of most of the country and the world, I would say. But the art of dating is dead. So meeting people out socially, dead.
Right.
It's just like all the children talk about it now because actually that's not true. What is the group that's next in line with us? The ones that are up and coming now in their 40s and 50s
Okay.
who are seeing this same trend. And I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but quickly, they're all talking about the fact that there's people are not socializing anymore. And it's also why queer spaces, bars, a lot of places are going under because people don't socialize. They literally just hook up. There's no dating anymore. It's like getting a pizza delivered hot and ready to go. You're just like, I want pepperoni and sausage. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah.
And when the pepperoni and the sausage shows up, it's a piping hot and ready to go. You
Right.
eat it, then you throw away the box, and that's it. So people don't date. I'm just
Right.
saying that
Yeah.
this is the downfall of Western civilization because until that goes away and the children get tired of this shit, which I believe they will, it's not going to change. And
So
that's my.
here's a funny spin. And this is not a dating app, but it's a hookup app. I've never been
Mhm.
on, but I hear
Okay.
about it called GRINDR.
Yep, it's the way the children are getting together.
So there was a couple comedians that were on social media that were on stage, and they were coming up with company slogans that could work on GRINDR.
Okay.
So some are use Nike, just do it. Skittles, taste the rainbow. Gatorade, is it in you? Ford, go further. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Wow.
Energizer, it keeps going and going. Gillette, the best a man can get. And of course, Wendy's, where's the beef? So those are all company slogans that, you know what, you could easily translate those on GRINDR and then you'll maybe have some success. So, maybe dating apps aren't all bad.
I think they serve a purpose for an immediate goal to be met. That's all they do. As far as personalities, it has nothing to do with personalities anymore. And again, we're kvetching with the oldies because when you and I were coming out and doing our thing, we would go and socialize and go to bars and
Right.
happy hours and meet people and socialize and know how to speak with one another and not spend our whole lives like this.
Right.
So okay, and now we're really sounding old, but it's true. Children, listen to us. Get off your damn phone.
Talk to people.
Talk to people.
I mean, if I'm on the metro, I'm sitting there and I have my phone, but it's in my pocket. Yep. I'm looking around, and if there's 15 people that I can see within my view, 12 of them are on their phone.
Yes.
Everyone's just this. And I'm like,
one of my favorites to observe and be bitter about is the dads that are walking their babies on strollers with a dog. So they've got a dog in tow, a baby on the stroller, and they're still like this. It's like, I'm sorry, you have a live person in that little carriage and a live dog over there, and you're like this.
Right.
Watching something. It's like, what the hell could be so important about this that your newborn baby and your wonderful puppy don't deserve your attention? So
spending quality time with your loved ones.
And what's that slogan that says, and now you know. Yeah.
I have a question for you, and this may make us sound old, but I was in the grocery store.
Sweetie, we are old. It's okay.
I was in the grocery store the other day, and standing in line behind me, I heard that sound when you open a soda bottle, like the gas releases. And there happened to be a mirror wall to my right. So I look over and the one behind me is like taking a big old 2-liter of whatever soda that she hasn't paid for yet and is taking a swig. Similar to like the person who's like opens the bag of chips and is eating them and then hands the open bag to the register at the register to pay for it.
I despise that. I think that is the ultimate level of crassness that you can have.
Thank you.
And if you're teaching your freaking kid to go into the grocery store and give him a bag of pretzels or a candy bar while you're shopping because the kid can't wait. When I was growing up, if I did that, my mother would just slap me into next week. I'm telling you. You know,
where did that come from?
We're all doomed. We're all doomed.
I'm just like, I was mouth agape. Like,
it happens
in the mirror.
all
I saw myself.
You should turn around and say, no, I hear you. I hate it. I think,
and I've seen it for years. I'm just like, really?
Yeah, no. I shouldn't say we're all doomed. They're doomed. We're not doomed. We're going to be fine. It's them that's doomed. Anyway, so that's a good note. I think. What else do you got? Anything else?
Well, another question for you. What's your take on when you're out at a restaurant or any service-oriented business where maybe a tip is usually suggested, if not warranted? What's your take on tipping?
Okay. We are going to rename this in parentheses kvetching with the oldies because that's what this has turned into a rant. But here's the thing. They're going to ask you a couple questions. As soon as you're done with that, we're ready to get your bill for you. The questions are the tip. So it's like, the question is like, would you like to tip 10%, 15%, 20, 25, or your own
or custom? Yeah.
That also takes a while to do because like, I'm going to tip them $1 because ideally I would normally tip 20% just because if like the guy that cut my hair, I tipped him 25 because he's actually, a good guy. He only makes so much money and the tips are a good part of his salaries. For service well delivered, absolutely. I will 25%, absolutely.
Yeah.
Subpar service, I have a hard time.
Yeah.
I'll probably just stick with the basic 20. I know, again, this is turning into a rant, but it's like also remember that many restaurants, like the ones in Palm Springs, add fees, service fees, because they're actually.
Oh, is it like a separate line item on the bill? Because here it's a health tax.
Yes, and that's basically paying for their insurance, correct?
Yeah.
So no matter, you're going to be charged that fee to pay for their health care.
Yeah.
Which is basically another way for the owner to pass on the money that they're spending, allegedly.
Yeah.
On doing this. So
mine is based on the service. Good food, good service, better tip. If it's a service is like, we never saw you. You took our order and we never saw you. I'm not that enthusiastic about giving a big tip. But I'm of the 20%, if it's really good, 25. I mean, I've maybe even sometimes done 30. It just depends on how good it is. Reason I bring it up is because, again, social media. There was a picture of a woman who had gone to a restaurant, but the check amount before tip was basically $1,500. So clearly it was like high end, And so they put on there which that came out to anywhere from $270 to $330. She put $25 as the tip.
Oh,
on a $1,500 and then she went on to something rant about whatever, and I'm like, wow, you can spend $1,500 on dinner, but you're only given $25.
Can we assume it was a large party, or was it not just large?
Oh, it had to be. Yeah. I mean, it's not just one person. Again, it's a close up of her finger pointing to the total on the tab. Was the food really bad? Did the service suck? She was just outraged that she would be expected to pay, in the case of 20%, $299. I go, but the tab was $1,500. So.
Yeah. So.
Whereas at another one, the restaurant put a reminder, all customers, please do not order food if you're not going to leave a minimum of a 25% tip.
What?
That to me was like, I'm not going to that restaurant then.
What if I don't?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You already served me the food. What if I give you a 10% tip?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty presumptuous,
So it was
isn't it?
ballsy from the customer side and ballsy from the management side. I'm like,
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence because, like, who knows what kind of bad treatment they've gotten in the past from idiots who tip $20 on a $1,500 tab. You know, it's like maybe they've been burned. Oh, Gary, what are we to do? Are we the last shreds of civilization?
I think we might be.
Wow. Okay.
Do you have anything to end on an up note?
My hair turned out good today.
It did turn out good today, but then it always turns out good.
And then yours did too.
Oh, please. No, mine is sad. It's
so positive note. You want a positive note?
Yes, because I run out of stuff.
Well, you're always very positive.
I will end on a funny note, so we can. I'll close it out. Potpourri.
Okay. So you wanted to end on a funny note.
Yeah. So it is a funny note because the ongoing joke between my mother and I is if something odd happens in the house, like, oh, the light turned on by itself, or you know, something moved. We say, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, her name was Eloisa. We say, oh, Grandma Eloisa. It's like the ghost of Grandma Eloisa made that light turn on or made this happen. For the past month or so, I have a ceiling fan that's here in my living room that operates on a remote control. So there's been at least 3 occasions where I've come home after whatever and the ceiling fan is on. I'm like, did I leave it on? Like, no, I didn't turn it on. So it's on by itself. I'm here one night at 10:30. I'm on the computer. And then I get up and I turn around and it's on. Like, what the? So I took the batteries out of the remote thinking maybe there's some short circuit in the remote. And then it turns on again by itself. I'm like, Grandma Lisa. She thinks it's too warm in here. So I put the word out to neighbors, like, has this happened to anyone else? And one person suggested it could be that my remote and another neighbor's remote are programmed the same way. So if they turn theirs on, it turns mine up. So it turns out if you take the batteries out, there's these little switches and you just have to like change the combination. So there's some steps to do to change it so that mine does not match someone else's remote.
Because no disrespect to Grandma Eloisa, but we had the same thing happen back here in the back bedroom because the people next door have the same ceiling fan and it's on the same frequency. So all of a sudden we come home and there'd be a windstorm taking place in the bedroom.
Oh my God.
Up the bed.
So it's not just me.
No, it's not just you. And no disrespect to Grandma Eloisa. I'm sure she's very much respected in your home and she has a great deal to do with the temperature in your house.
And she thought, Gary, it's too warm. Turn it on.
That's exciting. I'll go with that. Let's go with that and not tell the neighbors.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's my uplifting, funny, cute story to end with.
It's very cute. Very well done. So do you want to close us out?
Well, I think I should. So you can join us, oh my gosh, in so many platforms.
Where's that cat? Swing it.
Watch us on YouTube because that is the best way. Listen to us on Apple, Spotify, wherever your podcasts you listen to. We have a website hosted by Podpage. Oh, that was good. Like a good sound effect.
Yes. Ow.
Ow. And on that website, Podpage, you can watch or listen to old episodes. You can drop us a line by email, donandgarydoing60@gmail.com. You can leave a voicemail message. You can leave comments. Where else? And of course, Facebook, Instagram.
And our new website. On Riverside.
Yes.
Which is great. Super easy. You can get all the episodes there. So
in fact, that's what it's called. Super easy.
No, that's what you're called.
Stop it.
Okay. Well done, Gary. Thank you.
So any comments, questions, suggestions, bring them. We have episodes that we've already recorded have not yet been released.
We are backed
some
up.
With guests. Yes, we are backed up. I need to go see someone about that. And more to come. We have more guests waiting in line to join us.
So stay tuned. And if you're interested in being a guest with us, we would love to hear from you. If not, we're going to find you anyway. So why bother trying to get away from it? We're going to get you on the podcast.
Yes. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there.
Okay. Well done, sir. Thank you.
Of course. Good to see you.
Take care. You too. Well, yes, of course it's good to see me.
It's always good to see you.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that. All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.